Trump's back in the White House. Republicans control both the House and the Senate. So Democrats aren't just unhappy about this, they're turning on each other. That's right. The Hill reports that Jill Biden is mad at Nancy Pelosi after she called for her husband, Joe, to step down. You remember that? And that Kamala Harris feels dissed by Joe Biden for saying that if he had stayed in, he would have won the presidency. Congress is also butting heads about the best path forward. So how long can they afford to hold a grudge with each other before working on a plan to get power back? I ask you.
I was going to defer to the Democrats, but I'll go ahead.
Yeah, well, I was just going to say that they need to stop fighting with each other and actually go back to their districts and their states and check in with the people that put them in office. Because the infighting, they all get... I really despise Congress and their lack of ability to do anything, not to mention the dirty money that circulates there. But they get so obsessed with each other, not just Democrats. Republicans do the same thing. They all play power games, partisan jerseys are put on. They need to go home. They need to go home and check back in and get a reality check of the people they represented and come back with a mission statement that reflects those wants. And then they can be done fighting.
I mean, the reality of this moment is kind of incredible. Donald Trump is in power. Republicans control the House and the Senate. And just yesterday, Donald Trump was speaking to leaders at Davos and the World Economic Forum. And world leaders are lining up to meet with him. It's a very different moment in Washington. And I've been struck by how Democrats haven't seemed to get their footing on. They don't have a leader right now. There is not a clear leader.
Well, give them a minute.
I mean, I don't know how much time they're going to have. And then on top of that, there's not a clear plan, strategy, and message. And I think the closest thing to a message of kind of who they're going to go after, other than just Trump is bad, was in Joe Biden's farewell address when he talked about these corporate oligarchs and the tech industrial complex. Smart, thing to identify as the enemy. But oh my goodness, that's why Democrats lost. No one talks like that. No one in the Union Hall talks about the corporate oligarchs and the tech industrial complex. You need to talk like a real human being. And for all
who do you think is that person? Who do you give me an idea?
Real quick, for all the criticisms I have of Donald Trump, he speaks like real people speak. They're taking advantage of you. They're ripping you off. They're not using that kind of language.
He speaks like an annoying person.
I think we do have a leader. I think that leader is Minority Leader of the House, Hakeem Jeffries. So there is no question that there is a leader. He's from Brooklyn. He speaks with his New York Brooklyn accent. I went to college with him. I know him extremely well. And he talks real talk. And I have a completely different take on this. I think the Democrats are actually falling in line as opposed to fighting with each other. We just saw the Democrats, many Democrats, cross the aisle and work with Republicans on the Laken-Riley Act. And that act is basically going to allow undocumented immigrants, to be deported even if they are accused of a crime.
Even if just accused.
Accused of a crime.
Legal immigrants? No.
Undocumented. And I have to say that's something that most Democrats don't agree with, but they got in line because they know that they need to listen to the American people. They need to pass something that they may not want to pass, and they know that in 18 months they will take control of the House, and it won't be Minority Speaker Jeffries, it will be Majority Speaker Jeffries.
Let me weigh in on this. So I don't know how much of this infighting doesn't get exaggerated by the media. The Jill Biden, Nancy Pelosi thing, that's real. We saw Jill actually be quoted and
the women, the view, they try to talk about the Democrats, and the Democrats are fighting among themselves. The Democrats, since after President Donald Trump won, there have been a lot of chaotic in their own camp, a lot of disunity. They talk about President Nancy Pelosi, as President Biden was blaming Nancy Pelosi. We all know Nancy Pelosi come and told Biden, step down your oath. So President Biden was not happy about that song. He's very angry with Nancy Pelosi. Why will you come and tell me that you're old? So the women in the views were just trying to say that that's not where they are focusing. President Biden, they have to combine as a whole to be organizing what's happening in their party, not scattering themselves, fighting among themselves. They talk about Kamala Harris is angry with President Biden. Remember, President Biden came and said that if he's the one who was there, he could have won Trump. Because according to him, Trump is a woman. Kamala Harris is a woman. Of course, she's black. We know that. So looking at everything, that Kamala Harris was not happy with that. So the Democrats are fighting among themselves. So the women in the video are just trying to tell the Democrat that they should go back home and settle their differences. There's nothing like be arguing among themselves. They all have to look for a leader because there's no leader. There's a lot of dysfunction. So they have to be preparing after 4 years, which going, and then the House and the Senate is all on the Republican, which means that the Republican make decision. So Trump have power to do some type of action because both the House and the Senate is for the Republican. So of course we all see that what Biden really said, that's true, because if Biden was the one that went, that's true. We have a lot of people who did not come because of she's a woman. We all know that the gender, she's a woman. I can never allow a woman to rule over me. I can never allow a woman to rule over me. So that's a woman's place is in the kitchen. So men can never, they will better not even have it than say a woman's leader over, even in a church. Some people don't allow a pastor is a woman too. Never. Some people even they have position even at job site. You see, they always want to fight that woman, they want to bring her down. Because of male domination have always been from the creation of the world. So we came and made that. So it has been a struggle for women emancipation. So looking at that, Biden have a right to say that also. I look at that also. To my opinion, is right. Looking at the other side, the other color, which is true also. She's not even mixed with white or Caucasian. She's mixed with Indian. So what do you expect? So those are the type of things that Biden was just saying that she could have not. Many people don't vote because of that. If he was the one, because he's a male Caucasian, both of them are Caucasian. So although they say he's old, it could have been a draw. That so bad. So we could see that so they were asking those boys that we could see that the women in their view, though they have their own opinion, they're just trying to advise that this is not the right time, the right thing to do, to be fighting among themselves, having all that bitterness, anger. The Democrats have to come together and united, and all as one big family. Because when you're not united, the enemy can come in and scatter. So what do you think? Do you support Nancy Pelosi for coming out and bash on President Biden like that without even seeing it behind? Or what do you say about what President Biden said about Kamala? Did he have the was he right to come and say that publicly also? Which means that he tried to downgrade her, that she didn't do enough because she was a woman. Let me see your opinion on the comment section. Thank you very much for watching. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe and share the video.